Oh boy! Time now for another exciting episode of Mr. Nailsin Sunday Comics. And continuing on with our Christmas episodes, it's time for Santa's first visit. Yeah. Long ago, there were only a few white people in this country. They lived a hard life, but the hardest thing of all was that Santa never came to visit them. Every year at Christmas time, they waited for Santa to come. But every year, they waited in vain. Because Santa did not know that America had been discovered. Really? I mean, he can fly around the whole planet with his reindeer, right? Yeah, okay. Santa lived so far away at the North Pole, and nobody had ever told him. Yeah. Now, there was a man by the name of Old Young. He had 2 children, Peter and Ann. Well, at least they have normal names, you know. Each year at Christmas, he told his children about Santa Claus. Hey, look, he's got the blue beetle on his hat. Of his sleigh, his reindeer, and his wonderful gifts. But Santa never came. At last, Old Young resolved to do something about it. It took him years to decide. Anyway, somebody must go and tell Santa about us, he said to the other men, or we'll never have a real Christmas. But there was much work to be done, and there were so few men. None of them wanted to go. So they decided to send Peter, who was the biggest of all the boys around, yet not big enough to share the hard work. So they're sending a child to wander into the wasteland all the way to the North Pole. Anyway, be on your way and be quick, said Old Young to his son. Christmas is near. He told his son the direction to the North Pole, and Peter started out. So, yeah, it's that way.
Okay, Dad.
But soon Peter was lost, and nobody could tell him the right way. North Pole. So it happened that Peter strayed into Indian country. Bum, 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 bum. And luckily they were friendly Indians who were very kind to him. Well, see, it all worked out. Oh, that's easy, said their chief when Peter told him of his plight. And he called for the medicine man. The medicine man was a powerful magician, and getting Peter to the North Pole was an easy task for him. He showed Peter a magic arrow. All right. I'll shoot you to the North Pole, he explained. You'll be there before you can say Santa. Santa. It's just a saying. Oh, yeah, look at that. Huh. So at the right moment, Peter jumped onto the arrow. But there was a little girl called Little White Owl. Who was watching Peter and the medicine man. And before anyone knew what was happening, she had jumped on the arrow behind Peter. And off they went on their journey high through the air. I wanted to go and see Santa too, she said. And there was nothing Peter could do. In the meantime, as usual, Santa was busy with preparations for his trip. The last gifts were properly wrapped, and all the reindeer were harnessed. Yeah. Everything was ready, and Santa was just about ready to leave. Then, out of the blue, came the magic arrow. He looks like he's "Whoa!" and landed right in front of him. Peter knew at once that this was Santa. "I'm coming from America," he shouted. "Everybody there is waiting for you to come." "Huh? America? America," exclaimed Santa. "Never heard of it." And he went back to look at his books, as he hated the idea of leaving out anyone on his yearly trip. But there was no mention of America anywhere. And even if there were such a country, he said, "how on earth can I get there?" "Well, just follow the magic arrow," exclaimed Little White Owl, tying it to the sleigh. Yeah, so Santa drove off with Peter and Little White Owl, and the magic arrow flying ahead until they finally came to America. Plop, 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 plop. "Well," said Santa, "I've certainly never been in this part of the world before." As the reindeer were tired from the long trip, and Santa too, he decided to stop over at an inn for the night. Now it happened that a bad man called Two Gun Bill was at the inn. "Just what I've been waiting for," he thought, spying well-fed Santa in his sleigh loaded up with precious goods. "Howdy, partner," he addressed Santa. "What are you doing?" "I'm here on business," replied Santa. "I have to visit all the children. But now that I'm here, I don't know which way to go," he added. "Don't let that trouble you," said the man. "Take the shortcut through Christmas Valley, and you'll be where all the children are in no time." So Santa was soon on his way, following Two Gun Bill's directions. It was not long before they came to a lonely spot, which was called Christmas Valley. Suddenly, a shot rang out and a bullet whizzed past Santa's head. Jeez. This is quite the story for kids. "Stick 'em up and get down from that sleigh," shouted a voice, and Two Gun Bill jumped up from behind the rocks. "Hand over your goods," he shouted, "and make it snappy." "Poor children," sighed Santa. "They will be waiting in vain again." Tears ran down his cheeks, and he began to sob bitterly. That his belt burst open. Huh? Knocking Two Gun Bill out with the heavy buckle. "Good shot," said Peter. Then they continued on their journey until they came to where Old Young lived and all the other people. "Santa is here," shouted all the happy children. That was Santa's first visit to America, and he has been returning every Christmas since. Two Gun Bill, however, was found by the Indians and was never heard of again. Oh boy. So he paid dearly for his attempted holdup at Christmas Valley. Jeez, what a creepy story. Oh, well, there's more where that came from, because now it's time for Santa's Christmas presents. Rumble, mumble, phooey, mumble. Mumble, 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 mumble. Oh? What on earth are you mumbling in your beard about, Blinky? Arr! As if I didn't have enough to think about, mumble, mumble, mumble. I should be looking for space for all those presents that people send you. Why, Blinky, I'd think you'd be happy that the kind people think enough of old Santa to send gifts. Sure, that's okay, Santa. for a person to send a little remembrance of Christmas is fine, but golly, Santa, when it comes to helicopters, automobiles, airplanes, and goodness knows what else, the storeroom's filled and still more sitting outside. Ho, 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 ho. Well, they'll just have to sit outside till I get my dolls painted. Newfangled gadgets. Bong, 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 bong. Poor Blinky, eat my word. It's almost time to leave.
Santa, what was that 11 bugs I heard?
Yes, it was, Tinker.
What am I going to do? I have 3 hours worth of tin soldier painting with only 1 hour left. Gosh, Santa, I'm way behind schedule, too.
Real lazy bastards. No Christmas bonus this year. Well, bless my whiskers. It never snows, but it drifts.
I thought it was only 10 o'clock.
I still got 200 red wheels to cut out. Wait, I have an idea. All of you back to work. We'll deliver the toys in my new airplane. Make up the time that way. Golly wobbles, Santa, what about the reindeer?
They've been looking forward to this trip for a whole year.
Oh, I think they'll understand when they learn what a fix we're in.
Christmas just won't seem the same somehow.
So that's it. That's the situation, reindeer.
Do whatever you think is best, Santa.
Later. Well, elves, is everything ready? Let's go, Blinky. Yes, Santa. So it takes off. He's flying. Yeah. It looks like we're going to have time to spare after all, Blinky. Oh, it isn't nearly as thrilling as the sleigh. Oh, Blink, old fella. This is just one of those times when... just one of those times when the engine decides to conk out. Hold on, Blink. And, well, they crash, but it's fine, see? Blinky, where are you? Are you all right? Airplanes, bah, phooey! Nothing like this ever happens to the reindeer. It's not far to the workshop, then we'll try the helicopter. Huh? The helicopter? You mean you're going to try that contraption? Wait, is that him talking? It looks like... Well, after what just happened, by Jupiter, I'm going to stop production of those pesky things in the toy shop. Here we are now. Shush, we don't want to wake the elves and the reindeer. But Santa, why don't we just... Don't argue. Go and fetch the helicopter or we'll never get away from here. Yeah, there we go. Well, here we go. Wonder what will happen this time. Don't say things like that, Blinky. Many a true word was spoken in jest. Well, so far so good, Santa, but do you think you should drive this thing through the trees like you do the sleigh? You're right, Blink. Low-hanging branches like that one could... It did. Uh-oh. Bloop. Where are we, Blinky? Where are you? Offhand, I'd say right smack in the middle of nowhere. Be careful climbing out, Santa. You're up in a tree. Huh? What? Oh, Blinky, this is terrible. And we're out too far to walk back this time. This'll be the first Christmas you've missed, Santa. My, what a dull and gloomy season 'twill be. Just. What?
Not this year, it won't.
My sleigh! How did you wonderful reindeer know where to find us?
Well, Santa, you see Blink there. We sort of thought we'd better follow the helicopter just in case.
Well, then, what are we waiting for? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Giddy up, Dancer, Prancer, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen, Dasher, and Vixen. We have no time to lose.
Phew, we made it. The sun's just coming up, Santa.
Yes, thanks to my faithful reindeer. Away we go, boys. We've got some Christmas celebrating to do back at the North Pole. Yeah, oh, thank God it's over. Well, there you go. See, you can't use airplanes and helicopters. You got to use reindeer. Still the best way to travel, yeah. And to get your packages delivered on time. Anyway, oh, come, little children, oh, come, little children, oh, come one and all. Oh, come to the manger in Bethlehem's stall, and see what our Father from heaven so bright has sent for our joy on this most holy night. He lies here, the baby, on hay and on straw. Both Mary and Joseph are gazing with awe. The shepherds are kneeling before him in prayer. Rejoicing of angels floats down through the air. Oh, that's it, yeah. And that's it. Oh, there's some cat sees the there's a string and he wants to play with it. But then all the presents come out. Ooh, Merry Christmas. There you go. There we go. Pretty cool, huh? So there you go. There's your whole Christmas celebration from Mr. Nailsin Sunday Comics. So, have a great Christmas. Hopefully you will. And then, after you're done with that, have a Happy New Year, too. That might be cool. Or not, I don't know. But it's up to you. And circumstances. Sometimes the years aren't that great, aren't they? But one hopes. New Year's revolutions. You're gonna revolutions. You have New Year's resolutions. Gonna lose weight. Something like that. Yeah, that's usually how that goes. Does it work? Probably not. Well, anyway, there we go. I think we've all learned a powerful lesson. Reindeer is the best way to travel. Yeah. All right, now we'll look at a little bit of comic book news, and that'll finish out the show. So they're going to follow up on their DC All In Act and get ready for the Super Boys, because Superman's going to disappear for a while. So anyway, Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, and more launch bold new arcs this March as DC's ongoing mainline comic book series all evolve alongside DC's next level launches and the Absolute Universe. From the launch of the DC All-In Special to the introduction of an Absolute Universe and into the DC KO event that we're right in the middle of now, we're determined to build on all of the fan enthusiasm and the retail support and story momentum by continuing to take big swings in Duty Duty 6, said Scott Snyder in the DC Next Level announcement. The momentum continues this March as DC All In begins its second act, with DC KO concluding on March 4th. Geez, it's going to go on that long? DC's flagship titles enter bold new storylines that redefine the heroes that comic book fans know best. Together with the launch of DC Next Level number ones and the ongoing Absolute line of comics, these ongoing series form the backbone of the DC Universe's all-in chapter. So, you get a new Wonder Woman story. Wonder Woman begins the Wonder War. Wow. A defining new chapter in DC's March lineup begins in Wonder Woman 31, written by Eisner Award winner Tom King, which pretty much defeats the entire legitimacy of the Eisner Awards at this point. He wrote Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow with art by Daniel Simper. Wonder Woman Dark Crisis. Together, this acclaimed duo launches Wonder War, the most ambitious Wonder Woman story in years. I doubt it. So there's Wonder Woman, and her all of a sudden has a daughter, and then I don't know. I guess you'll have to read to find out when she's got crosses and sort of pilgrim boots. So she's probably the villain, you know. Anyway, said 20 years in the future. 20 years in the future, that'll never happen. So you can skip this because it doesn't matter. Wonder War is a fight against the darkest timeline imaginable. The Justice League is dead. The villains of the DC Universe, even Lex Luthor, have bent the knee, and the matriarch, first introduced in the sold-out Wonder Woman 25. Oh, did you remember that one? Yeah, me neither. Has risen to power as the Queen of America. Okay. Against this backdrop, Diana and her grown-up daughter Trinity must unite to resist a foe whose insurmountable strength threatens to conquer the entire world. Well, they're insurmountable, so might as well just give up before you try. Anyway, the story is both a family saga and a war epic, pitting Wonder Woman's ideals of compassion and justice. Well, she hasn't had that lately under Tom King. Yeah. But then again, it's 20 years later. So anyway, against authoritarian conquest. With Trinity's role at the forefront, Wonder War is not only Diana's battle, but a generational fight for the very soul of the DC Universe. But it's 20 years into the future, so probably ends where it never happened at all. And if not, it still doesn't matter. Will there even be a DC Comics 20 years? I don't know. Batman's rogues and friends converge in Gotham City. You know, like they always do. In Gotham City, Eisner Award-winning writer Matt Fraction, again, Eisner Awards, do they mean anything anymore? The Oscars don't. Why should these? Anyway, Matt Fraction and superstar artist Jorge Jimenez begin their second major story arc on the series, introducing the Joker in Batman 7. In a way fans have never seen before. So it's a total reboot? I mean, introducing him? Anyway, this oversized issue features a breathtaking interior gatefold sequence that plunges readers directly into the Crown Prince's fractured psyche. You know, again, redefining his relationship with the Caped Crusader for DC's mainline comics. So he's floating around in Darth Vader's tank. Yeah. Oh, and Batman's wiping the film away to see the Joker smiling. I don't know. Whatever. But the Joker is only part of the threat. Commissioner Vandal Savage he's still commissioner, and God, that's a whole other dumb thing they did. An increasingly hostile GCPD and Gotham's new mayor, Pamela Isley. Yeah, Poison Ivy is Mary. Yeah, this is ridiculous. Escalate their war on the Bat family, tightening their grip on the city and forcing Batman into impossible choices. As the pressure mounts, the story builds toward a devastating police assault that will forever alter the status quo for one of Batman's closest allies. With Fraction's sharp storytelling, Is It and Jimenez's dynamic visuals, Batman #7 stands as one of the boldest flagship titles of DC All-In's second act, a story that promises to shake Gotham to its core. Probably not, though. Batman isn't the only Gotham City series beginning a new chapter in March. Detective Comics 1107, written by Tom Taylor with art by Pete Woods, brings Batman together with Black Canary and Gotham's newest resident, Green Arrow, to unravel a conspiracy tied to their shared past. Meanwhile, Nightwing 136 begins a supernatural noir tale as legendary artist Dennis Cowan joins Dan Waters to explore Bloodhaven's urban legends, beginning with a haunted superhighway. Well, all right, that one might actually work. I don't know. Yeah. There's Catwoman, one of the Batgirls. Yeah. Selena Kyle returns home in Gotham. In Catwoman 85 from writer Toron Gronbeck and artist David Gian Felice. I don't know. Cassandra Cain inherits cursed powers in Batgirl #17 from Tate Bromble and Takashi Miyazawa. Harley Quinn splits into two personas. Who cares? In Harley Quinn's, good Lord, just end that already. Oh, have they destroyed that character? And is referenced in Batman 7. Pamela Isley ascends as Gotham City's new mayor. In Poison Ivy 42 issues of this meaningless crap by G. Willow Wilson and Mariko Takara. Well, okay, so she's got a new girlfriend other than Harley. Harley's trying to be Batgirl now. I don't know. Whatever. Now it's time for a reign of the Superboys. In March, DCKO leaves the DC universe in need of a Superman. Oh, well, what happened to Superman? Oh, boy, they already let the cat out of the bag there, didn't they? He probably disappears. Anyway, kicking off a reign of Superboy saga across all DC's 4 ongoing Superman-related titties. Titles. The adventure begins on March 11th with Action Comics 1096 by Mark Waid and Skylar Patridge, where young Superboy Clark Kent from the past collides with today's Justice League Unlimited. The clash across time bridges Superman's earliest days with the present, while Martian Manhunter, Mary Marvel, and more search for the missing Man of Tomorrow in the past. Hey, what are the odds? It's all kinds of messed up, huh? So a bunch of Superman titles that'll run for a couple of months, maybe more, with no Superman. Yeah, that'll work out great. Also on March 11th, Supergirl #11 by Sophie Campbell thrusts Kara into the bottled city of Kandor, again, where she loses her powers, again, and gains a cybernetic upgrade to lead a revolution alongside Connor Kent, Superboy, one of them, and a legion of Boy Thunder clones. Good Lord. What do these clones mean for the future of the House of L? Only time will tell. Together, these opening chapters ignite a sweeping storyline that spans the Superman family and propels DC's new Superboy saga forward across March and beyond. It all sounds like crap. So, Oh, wait. The following week on March 18th, Superman Unlimited. Unlimited? He won't even be in the book. From Dan Slott and Lucas Meyer, expands the arc with John Kent facing a terrifying time-bending foe and the debut of Tomorrow Man, a brand new character whose arrival shakes the timeline itself. Is he going to turn out to be Superman all along? Anyway, the opening month of DC's new Superboy saga culminates on March 25th with Superman 36 by Joshua Williamson and Dan Mora as Superboy Prime steps into the spotlight of the ongoing series. Normally reserved for massive crossover events, Prime now claims the mantle of Superman in a bold, action-packed story that redefines the legacy of Metropolis. Sure. With each series spotlighting fan-favorite characters, not really. Reign of the Superboys invites fans to follow the saga across all 4 titles. No. Or dive into one that spotlights their favorite hero. Yeah, he's not in any of them. So, as the Superman family enters the second arc of DC, all in, yeah. The whole Superman family, except, Superman. Yeah. Oh, it's all Batman stuff. Well, whatever. The following week, and okay, there you go. Now, this is it. They're using the younger version of Jonathan Kent. Are they going to undo? Yeah, they aged him up so they could hook him up in a gay relationship. So they did this ridiculous thing where there was a time displacement where he was stuck on Earth 3 and being tormented by Ultraman, the evil version of Superman. And then he comes back, but he's 18. Yeah. When really the easy way to retcon that is that the Jonathan Kent they thought was their son is actually the Earth 3 version of him. And I mean, look, he was abused by his real dad, Ultraman. And so he's just a different guy. And he wanted a nicer family. And they, ultimately they'll forgive him when the real Jonathan Kent shows up. Hey, you still keep him around, Well, what a messed up way to do things. As for this guy, I guess this is Tomorrow Man. I don't know. He's got almost like a bat symbol, but he's super powered. Yeah, I don't know. And then here's Prime. He's like, yeah, I'm Prime. Check out my ass. So he's going to take over the Superman title. I guess by the end of the year, they'll bring him back. I mean, this is stupid. They would do gimmicks like this, but it's like 3, maybe 4 issues tops. And that's pushing it, especially now. Every 5 seconds is another stupid event. You can see here the problem with Green Lantern. See, there he is. And then all these other people are in it all the time. Yeah. He's a guest star in his own title. Beyond Gotham and Metropolis, DC's cosmic heroes also enter bold new eras. In March 2026, Green Lantern 600 celebrates a milestone anniversary with stories from Jeremy Adams. He's a good writer, but I don't know. The clutter in Green Lantern, he does better on Aquaman. Anyway, Ron Mars and Zermancio, Daryl Banks, and more as Hal Jordan is tested and Kyle Rayner returns to Earth. Okay. In Green Lantern Corps, I'm skipping that one. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they are, but that's where the whole cast belongs. You need to centralize your Green Lantern title on just Hal Jordan. If not, then on one of the others. But, anyway, DC's Aquaman series is officially retitled Emperor Aquaman. What the hell? Beginning with issue 15 as Jeremy Adams and John Timms launch Arthur on a conquest across the stars, wielding Omega energy against the Crimson Queen. So, I guess he flies a starfish into space. Yep. Oh, look, it's the Flash. So Flash 31 introduces a new creative team of writer Ryan North and artist Gavin Guidry as Wally West faces sinister forces exploiting his heroism Justice League Unlimited 17 from Mark Waid and Clayton Henry picks up directly where DCKO number 5 leaves off. No spoilers here. And points to a big status quo shift for the villains of the DCU, who will join Wonder Woman and Batman to lead the new JLU. Wait a minute. Where's Superman? Yeah. And coming back to Earth after the events of DCKO, DC's Titan series becomes New Titans. Whoa. In issue 33 in March, with Tate Bromball and Sammy Basri teeing up the next chapter for the next generation of DC superheroes with a roster of characters old and new. So there's the new Justice League with Luthor and, God help us, Harley Quinn, Lobo, and the Shark Guy and Star. I guess they'll be the villains that, they decided they did something good in the event, so they joined the team. Anyway, the new Teen Titans, or New Titans rather, looks like a Wonder Girl will be there. One of the Superboys will be there. And, two other kids. Anyway, with bold creative teams, shocking new arcs, not really, and milestone issues by the number, DC's flagship comic book titles prove that the second act of DC All In is not just about new launches. It's about raising the stakes in the books fans already love. Well, they do until they don't, you know? This March, the DC universe expands across 3 core pillars. DC Next Level with new number 1s like Batwoman, Lobo, and Deathstroke the Terminator. The Absolute line of comics, a universe of its own running alongside DC's flagship titles, and the all-in flagship titles of Batman, Wonder Woman, there's no Superman, you just spoiled that. Detective Comics, Action Comics, and blah, 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 evolving into their boldest chapters yet. Together they form the totality of the second act of DC All In and the future of DC Comics. Well, that's because 2026 is in the future. It'll stop being in the future when you reach 2027. You know? I mean, you could do absolutely nothing and you still get there. So, for the latest updates on DC All In, DC Next Level, DC's Absolute Universe, and more, follow DC Comics on social media. Yeah, that's okay. So basically, maybe Aquaman, I don't know, Green Lantern's just so cluttered. I've quickly lost interest. None of the Superman stuff. I don't know. Maybe this Nightwing supernatural story. That's it. Ooh, jeez. I really don't know. This one I covered on the Wednesday Comics show. These are these new titles. So I don't know. Maybe these 3 might be all right. You got Lobo. It's usually pretty funny. Might work out. Batwoman. Well, it looks more. I mean, for a while, the Batwoman, back when it originally started, it was almost a Vertigo-esque like comic book. Probably the J.H. Williams work in that. So I don't know. Here she is fighting Alice again, but at least it's her own villain. It's original to her story, and it's her sister. So look, Alice's panties, and then there's Deathstroke. Just all out action and all that. It might be an all right thing. So okay, there's that. But, yeah. Can you tell I'm not all that excited? Yeah. Because some of these, they'll get something rolling, and all of a sudden, the stupid events come in, and it just scatters everything. I don't know what the hell they're doing. I don't know. Now, the Absolute titles, though, they're brand new, so they're a bit more stable as they go. But man, that political crap that, Scott Snyder and Daniel Warren, I mean, I don't care. There's no enthusiasm for it when you do crap like that. Yeah, don't advocate for murder, you know? Can you at least not do that? I guess not. I don't know. Anyway, in the movies, oh, look, they've cast Brainiac. So there you go. One wonders, he wouldn't really. I never said Brainiac was in the movie. Well, he's in the movie. And it's this guy. None of the others are there. I'm not really familiar with him. Gonna have to shave that hair off, buddy. So Brainiac mystery's over. James Gunn has officially announced that Lars Edinger has been cast as Brainiac in Man of Tomorrow. So there you go. That's him. The announcement comes after Gunn repeatedly pushed back on casting rumors, insisting no actors had been discussed or auditioned. Well, obviously you are auditioning this guy. You didn't just suddenly, all right, him, and that's it. You see? Now you can talk about the ones that were rumored and said, yeah, we didn't talk about them or audition them. You know? Anyway, with Edinger now officially cast, it's clear the role has been locked and the film is moving forward into its next phase. Brainiac is one of Superman's most iconic villains, created by writer Otto Bender and artist Al Plastino, first appearing in Action Comics 242. This marks the character's first major live-action appearance in a Superman film. And, you know, with the fan art here, yeah, he looks the role, you know. So in Man of Tomorrow, David Cornsweet's Superman and Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor are forced to team up against a new threat emerging from the galaxy. It's Brainiac. Brainiac serves as that threat. Oh, positioning the sequel as a much larger, more cosmic story than its predecessor. The team up between Superman and Lex signals a major escalation in stakes and hints at a tense, uneasy alliance driven by survival rather than trust. But then, you know, Luthor will probably betray him, or, you know, he'll seemingly save him, and then Superman's like, you saved me, and they'll make out. But then later you'll discover he keeps a bit of Brainiac's, you know, technology, which of course would have Brainiac's consciousness in it. Stuff like that. Anyway, there's Brainiac crying. Anyway, Edinger is a highly respected European actor with a strong background and intense character-driven performances. His credits include Olivier Assayas, Clouds of Sils, Maria, and Personal Shopper, as well as Noah Baumbach's White Noise and Jay Kelly for Netflix. Last year, Edinger earned a European Film Award nomination for Best Actor for his performance in Matthias Glasner's Dying, further cementing his reputation as one of Europe's most acclaimed actors. So the production begins in April, theatrical release on July 9th, 2027. So there you go. Brainiac. You know, it only took, I don't know, a lot of decades. So there we are. So now this article says, hey, why will this split fans? I don't know. They wanted one of the other actors. James Gunn is officially confirmed. The main villain of it tomorrow, and while the character is one of Superman's most iconic foes, the decision could be raising red flags among DC fans. Not because of Brainiac himself, but because of how Gunn is likely to use him. Brainiac isn't just a physical threat. He's a cold, calculating authority figure who believes logic outweighs emotion and tradition. That makes him an easy vehicle for Gunn's familiar themes. Elite systems are corrupt, institutions are dangerous, and those in power cannot be trusted. Yeah, well, that's just about every movie. Anyway, rather than being a straight sci-fi menace, Brainiac is positioned to represent technocratic control, cultural erasure, and knowing better than entire civilizations. That matches the way Gunn has been telling stories across the DCU so far. Classic Superman stories usually place Brainiac at the center of a clear conflict: preservation versus destruction, legacy versus domination. Well, yeah, he goes to doomed planets and then saves the city, shrinks it and sticks it in a bottle and then moves on. It's usually what he does. Brainiac threatens history, culture, and life itself, while Superman fights to protect what came before and what still matters. Under James Gunn, that conflict is likely to be reframed as commentary rather than myth. Yeah, he's still got a big problem with what he did with Jor-El here. I mean, that is just incredibly stupid. Instead of Krypton being a noble civilization lost to tragedy, expect its legacy to continue to be portrayed as flawed, outdated, and disposable. Superman is shown turning away from his family heritage and focusing more on his own choices and feelings than on the values passed down to him. Yeah. Gunn has already shown this approach with his portrayal of Jor-El in Superman, which sparked major backlash from fans. It will likely continue in Supergirl. Yeah, I know. Is she going to be a total Nazi? I mean, what a stupid corner to paint yourself in. That choice made Krypton feel less tragic and more like something that deserved to be left behind. With Brainiac now confirmed as the villain, fans should expect that trend to continue. Brainiac's role could further reinforce the idea that Krypton's legacy is a problem to be rejected, not something worth preserving. Ask yourself further, how did Gunn portray Ma and Pa Kent? For longtime fans who see Superman as a hero built on timeless values passed down from both Krypton and the Kents, this approach feels less like Superman and more like modern messaging wearing a cape. The message is loud and clear. Family and where you come from are treated as unimportant and downright a liability, and Superman is encouraged to leave that behind. Not really. I mean, it seems like he was more accepting of the Kent family. That's the family he sees himself as. I mean, they were depicted as kind of goofy and silly in some scenes, but ultimately, he had the endearing moment that's right here. So, yeah, you're a little off on that. I mean, Jor-El, yeah, that was disgusting what they did there. The message aligns closely with modern progressive themes that, well, I mean, you got to go a little further than just that. Well, I mean, I suppose you could put that on the Jor-El thing. We just saw it in Disney's Predator Badlands. We did. And Sony's 28 years later, which I didn't see, so I don't know. It's woke indoctrination. Not really. Brainiac should be an easy win. He's visually striking, intellectually intimidating, and central to Superman lore. But Gunn's track record suggests goofy humor, undercutting tension. Authority figures painted as villains. Oh, so Brainiac is Trump, I guess is what he's thinking. It's a little soon to jump on that bandwagon. I mean, Peacemaker, absolutely. That Peacemaker season 2 was utter garbage. I mean, oh man, was that trash. Creature Commandos, not nowhere near as bad as Peacemaker. So, yeah, I don't know. You're looking for things that may not be there, but then again, maybe so. Meanwhile, over at Marvel, back to comic book news, Paul Jenkins is going to do a Sentry story. Well, all right. They introduced Sentry in Thunderbolts, which, considering the Marvel movies that were available this year, Thunderbolts was the better of the three. Nobody saw it except me. And Marvel's brand is so badly tarnished. Really, the three movies that came out are nowhere near as bad as their previous offerings in their post-Endgame era. So, but that's the damage that the brand did. And of course, nobody wanted to see Sam Wilson as Captain America and all that. It's a gimmicky thing that you do in the comics, but especially when they did it with Sam Wilson, it came and went. And you had to get Steve Rogers back, and that's the way it is. Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Bruce Wayne is Batman. You see that? Steve Rogers is Cat. That's how that works. But Sam Wilson is the Falcon. They got a new Falcon and all that, but no, Sam Wilson's the Falcon. Anyway, I don't know. Might be interesting, but it sounds like it'd just be a repeat of what they've already explored with the Sentry and his mental illness and everything. So all right. I might check that out. I don't know. Marvel's been pretty bad for quite a while. Yeah. Um, Speaking of Christmas, by Drive By 480, will you be doing a live stream Wednesday morning on Christmas Eve? Possibly. I just don't know. Chronos Godwisen, I can only hope Brainiac tampered with Jor-El's message, even if it makes no sense and it is a retcon. Fix it. Yeah, they should do that, but it should have been done in the movie. That it was a Lex Luthor ploy, which would totally work. He wanted to ruin Superman's image and tarnish him in the public's view. And so there you go. He could have done that. It's stupid. And it's a shame because once again, I liked Henry Cavill. I wish I could have seen more of his performance, but David Cornsweet, I think could make a great Superman. It looks like he's not going to get the chance. So I just don't get these people, So anyway, let's see here. Will that work? All right. Here's a little something I'm working on. So I did these doodles at work. Heard about the dust up between Kiki and Mary Jane Murphy continues. And there was talk of a boxing match. So I'm going to draw. I did draw them, but I'll put some color to it. But I'm so damn tired. I thought I would do that on this stream, but the voice is going and everything. And I'm so very tired. So anyway, I will be doing this. And so there's, if you didn't guess, Kiki, Mary Jane. And there you go. The other thing was apparently a Felicia Clearwater Chatter thing. I don't know. Didn't quite like the face I drew for him there, so I drew this one. Maybe I'll use that one, Photoshop it. There's Ron Fuddle sitting on his lap, and then Karmic's reaction, and he will turn Clearwater Chad, or as he calls him here, I took a guess. We would probably call him Shitwater Chad because he's all mad, and would turn him into Block. Yeah. So anyway, there you go. Some inspiration from some dabble doodles. And then finally, here's Anthony Cumia and Gavin McGinnis in Santa Claus hats. And I'll put color to that, fix up a little image. And the two big head honchos at Compound Censored. That's right. Yeah. So that's what I've been up to. That's what I've been up to. I'll read that. And so that's it. Oh man, another 5 minutes to reach the hour mark. Oh. Well, let's see. Could I? No, Gavin's beard. I got to fix that. Okay. So we'll close it off here, there, yeah, there, there, okay, maybe there, yep. Yep. Okay. Looks like the hat is more or less contained. Yeah. Oh, well, might as well go ahead and complete the mustache. All right. So let's try this again. I think that works. Yep. There we go. Oops. Yeah. Gotta get here. Take it out there. And then fix his ear so he won't lose it when I take the surrounding lights out. There it is. There it is. Everything's great and wonderful. So, let's see. All right. Well, okay. Little bits and pieces. The rest, I'm just going to black all that out. And a lot is lost in the conversion to the Photoshop image. And then, of course, the filter to make all the black. I mean, this one, I didn't even put ink to it. I just photographed the pencil drawing. And sometimes it works out. The other two with, Kiki and Mary Jane and Carmen and Chad, those got the ink treatment. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Take this. Take that. Oops. Forgot. There we go. All right. Yay. Okay. Oh, crap. I forgot to put his glasses on. Go ahead. And oh, we don't need any of that. I don't even know what the hell is that. Oh, damn it. All right. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now, looks like Gavin's hat's gonna take a lot more work. Good Lord. No, not there. A lot of the line work survived. The Photoshop filter. Okay, I guess we'll. Oops. Whoopsie daisy. There we. Oh, damn it. He's starting to piss me off now. Huh? There we go. And we'll move in. Yeah. A couple of these, kind of might as well do the whole line. Maybe some of that. Damn it. Oh. Bloop. Bloop. All right. And that. Okay. It's like this. It's like that. And, whoops. There we go. All right.
Well, that's pretty cool.
I wonder. Probably can't really. All right. Damn! I knew it.
Well, if you know it, why did you do it?
Yeah, I don't know. I just held out hope it would be so much easier. But like so many times before, I was wrong. Huh. All right, well, so there. Now you can't escape. Yep, there you go. Let's see how you like them apples. Huh? Huh. Bloop. There we go. All right. Whoops. Jeez. No. No.
Now we really gotta bring his eyes out and make them pop. That's right. That's right.
Oops. Okay. Just a little eyeliner. There we are. See, it's pretty much all the way done. Not really, but, you know. So you get the idea. And then I'll have to color Gavin's beard, all that stuff. Add some certain value here and there in shadow. And, well, it'll make a nice little Christmas Christmas portrait of these two gentlemen. Yes, yes. At least that's the idea, you know. All right, phew, made an hour. Jeez, boy, almost didn't. So let me check. Yeah, no super tips. Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, Jesus, what am I doing? Anyway, there you go. That's the show. I told you, I read you a Santa Claus comic book. Then I told you about other comics that DC wants to do. Why? I don't know. But they said they're going to do it. So there it is. And then James Gunn cast the actor for Brainiac. The Cosmic Book News thinks it's going to be woke and all that. And then Marvel's going to do another Century comic. So we're all caught up. And then I, showed you some dabble doodles and colored Anthony and Gavin in a Santa hat. Nice, huh? St. Ranger says I was trying to add my card. I don't have Super Tip set up. I don't know what you. I mean, you just go through it and it has payment options for you to use. I mean, I mean, it's okay. I mean, I don't, I mean, I've used it even after they've overhauled it, and it's the same thing. I mean, you go in it, and then once you punch in the message or whatever, then it takes you over to the payment options, and you got your card you can use and stuff like that. And oh, okay, so you're still all right. I'll hang on a little longer. Uh, let's so that's the super tip window. Now look at super tip. I am getting card. But anyway, I don't know. I'll do something, a Christmas image with the two. I think they're off for the way. Well, everybody else is. I can't even remember. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'll just post it on Twitter. Once I get something. At first I was just going to stick Anthony's head in a Christmas wreath, kind of like the Looney Tunes thing with Bugs Bunny. But I could still do it with like both of them in there. I might make, and then have like the compound censored logo behind them and all that. It might work. Oh yeah. Okay. The Anthony picture is pretty much done. I mean, I guess I could do a layer for Gavin. Oh yeah, I gotta. Thing is his beard, mustache, all that stuff getting very gray these days. It happens. I mean, I'm the same age as the guy. Didn't grow up. Well, once had a beard. I didn't care for it. Um, a couple of times when I didn't shave in a while, I could see. Oh boy, it's as dark as my hair still is. The the beard area, not so much. I think that's kind of that might work. I don't know. It'd be kind of weird. You just grow the beard out, but then it's like, I've got this just white beard, and the rest of my hair is, yeah, well, not white. Well, that ain't gonna work. I gotta step back, take that out. I don't want to mess with the beard, so you make a new layer and increase the transparency. There, that'll work. There we go. Yay. Then we'll do the same here for Kumia. And that's that. That's really cool. It really is. Um, well, Saint Ranger, I appreciate the effort, but I really do need to go. And we'll figure that out some kind of way. but it's not showing up. If I assume you couldn't get through it. I don't know, but uh, I don't know. Maybe well, I'd have to show my own number though. Yeah, I'd have to go through the steps. Whatever. We'll figure it out. Hopefully, I'll do a live stream tomorrow morning, and maybe I'll just go through Super Tip and say, "Hey, it's like this" or something like that. Anyway, there we go. Yeah, comic book stories, some comic book news, the Superman movie, and Dabble Doodles, and Anthony and Gavin in Santa hats. See? See? Everything is cool. Oh, St. Ranger says it's cool. Well, there you go. See, everything came together. It all works out. So anyway, have a good rest of your day. And if I don't see you or talk to any of you between now and Christmas, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. All the good stuff that we all have come to know and love here in the greatest land in the history of the world, the United States of America. As I slowly search for the ending theme so that it'll end as if I know what I'm doing. I don't, of course, but for God's sakes, don't tell anybody, you know. Tried. That's okay, Zay Ryder. I appreciate it. And Merry Christmas to you and Pam. So, all right, there we go. That's the show. We'll do it again sometime soon. Oh, there's a new Nailsin show up at radiomisfits.com. It's very short. I just did a night episode. That's all I had time for. And you can check that out, or wherever you get your podcast. Look for the Mr. Nailsin Show, and enjoy. Yeah, yeah. Whoops. Okay, late edition. St. Ranger's message did come through right as the song was ending. So let me make sure that all that is, yeah, it should come through. All right. Sure. Well, DVD. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The pounce. Well, all right. Thank you, St. Ranger. Flashlights are always cool. I do get a lot of use of the one you did send me before. It, comes in handy, fits real snug in the pocket, and there's always something I got to look at. So, yeah, I guess go for that, But thanks for being a regular viewer and all that. And it's really cool. And thanks for yes, $20. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that that said $20. And yes, it went through. It's a great thing. Uh, love, love super tips. And thank you very much, Patrick Melton and Moody. Say, yeah. Oh yeah, there was. Yeah, the snacks. That's always a problem because of the diabetes and stuff. And there's a lot of things. And there's a lot of stuff they'll say, hey, it's gluten free and stuff. Yeah, I still can't have it. It's too many carbs and stuff. So don't worry about that. But yeah, let's just go with the flashlight, and we'll just chalk it up to that. But in the meantime, you already gave me a gift. You gave me $20. That's great. So thank you very much. Yeah, don't worry about it. It took so long. I mean, I don't know. That's just the way it goes, I guess. But anyway, so there we are. And hopefully I can get more voices on there soon. And it's just such a cool system. And I always love to hear the voices and stuff. It's usually the main reason I do super tips myself. I'll go to other people's shows. I just want to hear the voice. I don't even really care. what, like what question or whatever. But anyway, thanks again, Saint Ranger, and thanks everybody else watching the show. And we'll get together again soon, probably tomorrow morning. Yeah. Anyway, I gotta go to bed so I can go to work tonight. Yeah, that's life, isn't it? Yeah, it is. All right. Again, thanks everybody, especially you, Saint Ranger. And yeah, we'll talk again soon.